Howdy folks, my name is Lance Elliott and welcome back to my tutorial series for Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. Alright, so starting to become dark. I figure since we're already pretty exhausted, I'm not going to go through more like heavy work here. We're just going to try to burn out the rest of our daylight by like reading a book. Let's go ahead and train food handling to 1. Again, that used to just be called the cooking skill. As you can see, very dark now, but there is a tiny bit of light in the window. Let's just read it a little bit more. There we go. Now, we have some options. It's actually not going to take us all night to sleep, even with the sleepy stat on, I think. What I could do is I could read this a little bit longer. Unfortunately, read once means it's going to read it for... Well, let's take a look at the window. Shift R. It takes 8 minutes to read a chapter, so it'll only burn 8 minutes. I want to burn a little bit more than that, so we're just going to do read until you gain a level, and we're just going to press the period key to abort it once we've done enough. There's minor light next to the computer, but you can see it says it's difficult for you to see the fine details right now. Read will take longer than usual because the computer doesn't put out good light, but it is light. And there you go. So let's go to sleep. Our character's very hungry and thirsty. I think we're just going to deal with that in the morning. In the morning. Let's close the door. 10:13. We're going to step onto our bed. We are going to hit our $ key, Shift 4, and yes, and save the game before sleeping. And we're not going to set an alarm because we want to get a well-rested bonus by sleeping our full time. You'll see it automatically says you'll use your patchwork quilt to keep warm. You fall asleep. Again, it might be too much warmth, but we'll find out. Feeling better rested from your exertions. I think that's to say that the weariness is gone. Disinfected wounds on your left leg healed. That's good. Torso's still in pretty bad shape, though, because it got bodied. And we wake up. We did manage to sleep till morning, which is pretty good. Now we are very hungry and very thirsty, so let's chow down. As we talked about, we got to get through this milk as soon as we can. Even the shelf-stable milk isn't actually going to last that long, so I'm just going to drink it too. Drink, drink, drink. It actually took care of our food before it took care of our thirst. It's just kind of how things work. Because this has calories in it, it can actually meet your satiety needs pretty quickly. I'm just going to keep plowing down on it, though, to be honest with you. Satisfied and slaked. There we go. I took care of that. You know, diet of milk, not the greatest stuff, but we gotta prioritize our stuff. We're also gonna activate multivitamins. Activate is how another way, because in this game, eating, and you can see here it says like consume. It should actually be in our eat list around here somewhere. You see like antiseptics in here and stuff. There's too much stuff here to look through it all. But yeah, you can actually eat this and it'll do the same thing. But yeah, we're just going to eat a multivitamin. And that'll help our character from getting sick, from not having good enough nutrition. So what do I want to do with today? Well, why don't we finish reading this book while we can see here. What else we can learn from it? Don't really need to train our throwing to 1. Transistor book isn't really going to help us either. You can see that the book is yellow now. That means there's still instructions, there's still recipes in it that we can either learn, or we can just, if the book is nearby, you can actually just use the recipes that are listed in there anyway. So that's why we want to keep our books nearby. All right. We are craving a fire. I wonder if we should just take care of that real quick. We can just, I'm just making sure I didn't put like all of my planks in here. There's just a couple in there. Activate matchbook. Hopefully that's fine. It doesn't. That doesn't look right, but I think it'll be fine. Just pressing 5 keys, see if it's changing. Oh, looks like it burned through the stuff like really quick. I could be wrong though. Maybe it's still there. Who knows? Actually, we can check like, yeah, here we go. Nearby fire. So if we go over to the food tab, you can see some food is opened up because there's a fire nearby. It says here nearby fire, or all this other stuff that uses batteries and stuff to cook. Deluxe scrambled eggs would probably be our best option here right now. As far as like cooking something, we're not really, I guess we are a little hungry. Why not? Might as well get through these eggs. So let's do B for batch and make 2. And then they went down to the bottom here. Nom nom. Nom nom. Surprised these aren't filling us up. The satiety is maxed out. That doesn't. Oh, a lot of food. Okay. Normally eating like 2 units of that would make you so full that you would be about to explode. So I'm not sure why that didn't really fill us out, but it should be good enough. Again, the new food system is kind of annoying. It doesn't make much sense. It's realistic, but it's like too realistic, you know? I'd rather it just be kind of straightforward. All right, we talked about armor. In particular, we should probably get this gambeson made. We need more rags. Let's go get more rags. Just making sure this is everything I want to carry. It is. Oh, you know what? We never talked to our stupid NPC, did we? Oops, I should have done that a long time ago. I apologize for that. You're probably like, what are we doing about this? No, we're going to press Shift-C to talk. We're going to talk to Martin Meeks. And that brings up the talk menu. You can see over here is what he says. It's like, well, it's just us. And we have some options of what to ask. What should we do now? Any tips? Anything I can do for you? Want to travel with me? Let's trade items. Want to share some useful items with me? Let's just press A first. He'll just give us kind of like a tip about the game. I suppose getting a car up and running should be really useful if we have to disappear quickly from here. It's like, okay. We can also ask him, look for supplies, not survivors, I guess. Any tips? Everything seems to mutate nowadays, even survivors. Do you think I'd still look good if I had piranha teeth? Is there can I do anything for you is what we really want to ask, though. I have a job for you. Want to hear about it? Tell me. You know that some cattails have a source of jelly that works as an antiseptic and analgesic. Something like that is likely to be mighty helpful out here. I want you to take this bag, head to the nearest swamp, collect 80 cattails. Jesus, that's a lot. Bring them back here. In exchange, I'll show you how to harvest the jelly. That's new, actually. I wasn't expecting him to tell us this. I was expecting him to tell us to kill a particular zombie or kill a super powerful zombie. It's duffel bag. I think the duffel bag's pretty good. These days, at least. This bag should be big enough to hold all the stocks. Holy cow. That's really good. I wish we had done that a long time ago. We have a military rucksack now, but can ask him, C, can you share some equipment? That's a pretty important one. He'll say, why should I share my equipment with you? It looks like they fixed this, though. It used to be like, because you're helping them out, they would always give you something. Or it might be because he gave us a bag. He doesn't want to give us more. Banana nope, you can F right off, you S-eater. Jesus. Calm the F down, brother. Okay, he gave us a duffel bag. Let's compare that to ours. Fortunately, because our bag has, I guess it's just the carving knife in there. That was 2 stuff now. Let's drop the carving knife. And let's also drop the rucksack. There we go. And the duffel bag. And that's just because we want to compare these apples for apples, but because there was stuff in the military rucksack, we wouldn't have gotten the correct information. So let's compare the duffel bag and let's compare the military rucksack. Duffel bag has more coverage, which is considered a good thing, but technically might not be because that means it's going to get hit. And you don't really want your bag to rip because then everything will fall out. 10 warmth. It's a little bit warmer. Again, not exactly ideal in the summertime. Does have half the encumbrance, though. But also carries like nearly half as much. It does have much higher protection, though. Which is interesting, especially with our current problem. Just has 1 pocket, which can make things a little simpler, but you can see, yeah, basically all it is it's basically like just having this pocket, nothing else. In fact, it even has a little bit less than that. I don't know. There's an argument to be made. Maybe with our lack of armor, the duffel bag would actually be a good idea. That's what I'm gonna do. Grab that duffel bag, grab the knife. Hopefully it's big enough to carry everything, like you said. Does look like there's a swamp down here. There even might be some cattails in the forest. Sure, I think we can go do that. Can go off on an adventure. Why not? We're a little still a little beat up from town anyway. So anytime you're going on a long adventure through the plains, you're gonna want to turn on safe mode because a black bear might appear out of nowhere and you might walk straight into it basically. So there's a black bear to our south. You can see it down here on the map. We can go look at it, but you know, it takes a little bit to get our cursor over there anyway, so just keep away from him because he ain't gonna be too happy about us, especially with our animal discord on. He'll for sure not like us. Having trouble getting out of his range. I don't know if he's trying to follow me from a distance or what. All right, we got around him. Keep on moving. All these little flowers and stuff can do stuff too, but none of it is particularly critical for us, so I'm not bothering with it. Random forest out here. Oh, there's something over here. There's a crater over here. Go take a look. A mogus. Crater's up here? Oh, that's not what I expected. I guess maybe if you dig in the center spot, there might be something there. I don't know. That's not what I was expecting to see there. Craters are usually something else, but the hell is this? What ash? It's like a big. Oh, that's what the amogus was a bunch of. Ooh, okay. There's some stuff out in this swamp. Well, swamps aren't the safest places in the world, but I was actually kind of surprised to see this many giant things out here. They usually have lots of giant mutated creatures. As you can see, they got giant dragonfly, a huge fly, which is actually running away from us. The dragonfly doesn't like us, though. In fact, it saw us from far away and is coming to attack us. I don't know where the centipede is. That's the one I'm more worried about. Oh, crap. Actually, the wasp is what I'm worried about most. A huge wasp. Very bad time. And also a centipede. Coming after? No. I guess the dragonfly is angry at that fly, so they're running away. What's this one? That looks like a giant grub. Dermatic larva. Fat white grub as big as a squirrel with a pair of large spade-like mandibles. Sure, I want to fight the... Not sure I want to fight the wasp, but it is kind of in the way, so I think we're gonna give it a try. I don't know if it'll get a penalty for bushes, but I'll try to get it on a bush. Seems to be leaving us alone. There's also a huge bee and a fox over here. The bee would definitely mess with us. The fox shouldn't, though. Okay. And there's the fox. The bee should be over there. You gotta be careful or it'll...
Y'all best be careful or I'm gonna sting you with my stinger.
Don't want to get stung by its stinger. Just gonna squish that larva. Oh, the wasp is anger. Oh, crap. Uh-oh. Did they buff? I believe they buffed the wasp. Let's put it that way. I believe they buffed the wasp. I was not expecting for him to hit me that many times, especially with our backpack off. Can't say I would recommend that because he also injected us with poison goo. So that's pleasant. But we can do those. We could take a Take a puff of our inhaler here for a stimulant. Didn't do anything. They might have gotten rid of it being a stimulant. It used to be a stimulant. Which would suck if they did, but I gotta find my backpack. There it is. The duffel bag. Fortunately, we're weaker, so we might not be able to carry everything. Anyway, here's a cattail. We're gonna press E on it. Pick it. And we got 2 stalks out of 1, so it is gonna take a while to get as many as at once. Okay. Oh, they went straight into our inventory. You're gonna get other stuff when you're harvesting on terrain, like blackberry bush is gonna say, it's not in season right now. Tall grass isn't doing anything, but there's like lots of stuff you can harvest out here. Same goes for forests. Cattails, chamomile, spurge flowers. You can see all kinds of things. Something in this willow tree. Willow bark. Actually, we can make a quiver with willow bark. That's one good thing with it. Cattails. And this was underbrush. It was the only thing nearby, so I automatically harvested it. But underbrush, foraging through it by just pressing E on it, is a good way to level up your survival skill, at least level 1. And then you can even really push it to level 2 if you wanted. Past that, it probably won't work. Just gonna grab a little bit of everything, unless I can't carry everything. Just in case some of the stuff comes up on recipes. There used to be sinkholes out in the swamps. I don't know if there still is, but we'll have to keep an eye out for it. It's one of those things that would auto kill you if you didn't have good perception. I guess our perception might suck right now because we did get infected. It's fine. It should be okay. Let's see. Yeah, 57, 62. You do not want to walk into the deep water. That'd be a bad time. Cattails. And this is the other thing that's kind of annoying about the pockets now is like stuff scattered all about. That's 73, right? It should tell us when we're done, I'd assume, over in our sidebar. The weight on your chest lessons. Okay, the disease went away. Okay, we got enough now. Might be tempting to grab other stuff. Grab some more willow bark. Could grab that log if we were strong enough. I'll pick that bush. You can get random stuff out of the underbrush. Some of it better than others. Yeah, we need to train our survival skill up a bit anyway, so why not? Go past the Amogus and go back home. There's some other stuff out here, huh? Casings, not necessary. There's this gun casings over. Ooh, a mass grave. We're gonna walk by it, but we're gonna keep our distance because there's probably all sorts of zombies around it. I just want to take a look at it. You can see your vision is kind of based on like the terrain. Like if there's terrain blockers like forests, you can't see past them as well. So you can see like when we went over here, you can actually see way down the river because there's nothing blocking our view. We have our binoculars. Can see across the river, but we can't see much further past it. What's that? Clay deposit. It's good to know. Clay can be used for some stuff. We'll deal with it when we get to it. Oh, there you go. Yeah, there's some zombies. Yeah, it's not pleasant. Tons and tons and tons of zombies there because there's a gigantic mass grave. We're just going to completely walk around it. But also thread the needle with this black bear. It's a little bit of a dangerous spot because you gotta kind of thread the needle between these two locations. Eventually we'll probably be able to beat that bear, but it's not today. And eventually we'll be able to kill all those zombies, but that's also not today. Oh, why does he want us? I guess he wanted us to go over to this one because it was nearby. I guess it was technically closer, but it was across the river, so not really closer. Hello, my good sir. You can also just press E to talk to him about those cocktail socks. Mission success. I don't know what else to say. It's weird. I don't know. Like I said, this is a new mission as far as I know. Glad to help. I guess it's just us. So now that we've done a mission for us, he gave us cattail jelly. I don't know though. It might be different now because he gave us a recipe. So I don't know. Anyway, guess it's just us. Do you want to travel with me? We can press D. Usually if you do one mission, they'll do this. We can do, we're friends, aren't we? Yeah, I don't think so. I gotta remember that we're ugly and stuff, so. Oh, I guess he's holding that now. And we're holding a zipper bag of cattail jelly for what that's worth. Probably do more missions for him. I'm gonna drop all this extra stuff. So we didn't get to keep our duffel bag, which is a little silly. It's fine. If we make friends with him, he'll eventually give it to us back. It is getting hot here. But my AC unit isn't working anymore, which would be very poor for us. Oh, the cudgel fits. Yeah, that makes sense. Kind of nice to know, though. Nice to get the reminder, I suppose. I did not want to wear my binoculars. Actually, let's just take those off. I'm going to shift T to take off. Just take off the binoculars. That'll keep it from being wrong. There we go. All right. We're in a tad bit of pain. Our torso is still in a bad spot. I think I'm going to... I don't know. What other medical stuff do we got? Gauze, sleeping pills. I'm going to apply a gauze to our torso. Things heal very slow if they're not damaged, I think. Or if they're not bandaged. Okay. Because of the torso damage, I don't really want to go back to town. Oh yeah, we were going to get the Gambeson built. Weird, he actually put it on. Did you happen to drop anything? No. You can see we can examine his wounds and do all sorts of stuff to him. We'll do more of that once we're friends with him, because right now that'd probably make him very angry. Let's see what I'm thinking. Because I could chop this up here, but then I bet I can't carry all those rags. So I'm going to deconstruct the mattress. I'm going to take off our cudgel. It should go into our belt, right? I guess we can't take off our cudgel, which is kind of annoying. Wheel the mattress. A little better not having to leave our cudgel behind now, because it's too long. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop it here. Actually, I'm going to activate it there. Forks to butcher. Disassemble them. Guess I can smash it. Let's take it down though. Disassembly 60 rags. We'll have to do some testing. 60 rags is not as much as they usually do, but it's okay. Let's butcher the mattress. Eat. We'll take apart. There's a few ways we can take things apart, right? We can bash them, we can disassemble them, all sorts of stuff like that. So I am just going to move all this stuff over into our parts pile. Now we should have plenty of rags to do whatever we want with. Indeed, our gambeson is now available. I am thinking about this nomad suit, though. It's not that much worse, and it is lighter. I just know the gambeson gets really hot in the summertime, and we're about to hit the summertime, obviously. So if I build a tunic, cargo shorts, tack vest, I might not be able to find all this, but there's the tunic. I'm gonna use the sinew because it's eventually gonna rot. I'll just leave it there. That's fine. Actually, I like how it kind of looks like an item from like Diablo 1. Makes sense. There. What else have you got? Cargo shorts, denim vest. Might be able to find those. Shorts tend to be a little easier to make, so I wouldn't be surprised if they actually were in here. I don't see them though. And you see attack vest and utility vest is going to be harder. Let's find vest. Okay, yeah, we probably can't make it. So I am just gonna put the tunic up here because I might move this pile closer to us just so it's in our crafting options. Let's just build it. We're gonna be hot, especially if we're like standing next to the fire. Luckily the fire is a space away. You can see it's gonna take a long time. We might want to interrupt it if we think we're gonna like die of starvation, which we kind of almost did. But I'm gonna be real with you. Because of the new food system, I really don't know if our character is actually hungry or not. You're like, well, it says he's hungry. It's like, well, he's not. It's hard to know, right? But he ate a lot of stuff this morning. He really shouldn't be hungry. Here, I'll drink milk. You see how he went from very hungry to completely fine just by drinking one thing of milk? He probably wasn't hungry. This is what I call fake hungry. It's your character just being hungry for some reason. Again, it's one of those things that didn't used to exist. It used to be you just fill your hunger bar and you'd be done. And now your character's it's just like this really complicated system that's not necessary. Way of the road, I suppose. Anyway, just drink a little bit of milk. You might just want to have something small on hand so you can just like snack and get rid of it. If your character's actually hungry, you'll go from very hungry to hungry when you eat, right? All right, there's the gambeson. We can do some comparing. So we find it. There it is. And compared to like the long sleeve shirts, there is the same layer, so we'll have to take off the long sleeve shirt. Much more protection, less coverage actually, which is kind of stinky. But the defense is worth it. And it is the normal layer though for our pants, so it's also gonna take over our cargo pants as well. Unfortunate. Gonna unload. Oh, forgot I had this. Build blanket. Unload the cargo pants. They are almost destroyed anyway, I guess, so. Drop the cargo pants. Wear the gambeson. Drop the long sleeve shirts. And yeah, you can see characters is a bit warm now, especially if you go outside because it's actually warmer outside right now. We're getting there. I think 30 is the threshold for being hot, so for being warm at least. But the gambeson's pretty dang good. And if we grab our tailoring kit or sewing kit, take a look if we can reinforce anything. Actually can reinforce the gambeson. Just kind of surprised that we can. Also reinforce the belts. Can't reinforce. Our Kaling Seal is level 6 now. It's pretty good. I do think I do want to repair these cargo pants just so I can wear them later if I want them. I don't need this. Don't need the downfilled blanket though. Rags, a bunch of feathers. Oop. There we go. You can see a lot of our body parts are encumbered now. What's on our feet over just the... Man, we weren't even wearing anything on our arms, huh? Don't really need the undershirt. Just thinking what else we've got here. The long underwear cut top would cover our arms. The problem is it's too hot, right? But we could make like paper arm guards or tin encumbrance. Got leather. Oh man, we actually need hide. It's annoying. You just use leather scraps to make this. God damn it. Cataclysm, you're hard enough. You don't need to do this. It used to be you could just build these with leather scraps. That's why we scrap all the leather stuff we find. Now we need friggin' hides. Ew. Still need bolt cutters. See, iron greaves are opening up. Scrap metal, chunks of steel, strings. We can do that, I think. I think we have a bunch of long strings here, right? You'll find... Oh, here we go. So we'll talk about that later. I'm going to drop those there. Butcher. I don't want to butcher all of them, so I'm not going to butcher them all at once. I'm just going to do one at a time and get a bunch of short string. There we go. Ooh, we have a survival bow now, huh? Assuming you're better than the short bow, because... Nope, short bow's better. Never mind. I don't know why it showed up later from survival skill, I guess, but... Ooh, leather body armor. See? Where'd you go? You use patches. What the hell? Well, sorry, Gambison, you served us well, but you've just been replaced because now we have something even better. It's kind of funny, but oh well. We can cut up the Gambison. I think we need it to build like a suit of chainmail. Something. Maybe you need it for plate mail. We'll see when we get there. Anyway, where were we? I got distracted by that. I don't remember. Oh, there's something we needed. Yeah, it was legs. We're gonna make iron greaves by getting some more steel. So let's wield our cudgel. Goodbye. Goodbye these things. Pipes, metal scrap, black stuff. You can see there's actually some noise over here. I think it's him moving around because you hear noises. You'll do that. Here we go. Bunch of stuff, bunch of metal parts. That's what those lockers are there for. There's our iron greaves that go to the strapped layer of our legs. 70% coverage and they're really dang strong. So let's craft them. You can see here it has two different options for us. One that uses scrap metal, leather, and string. And one that uses scrap metal and a lot of string. Leather patches or a bunch of string. I'm okay with using 4 leather patches to save some string. Ooh, baby. Metal greaves. That's the good stuff. Let's look at our legs. Boxer shorts, Gamson greaves. That's a pretty good armor right there. I wonder if we can do metal arm guards. We're probably not too far off. Those usually come pretty close together. Have leather armor boots, but again, our steel toe boots are actually incredible. 95 coverage. Again, we just have to remember this information. It kind of sucks. I wish you could compare from out of this menu. That would do anything. Anyway, 10, 10, 10 to 95 coverage. Take a look at our boots. We're way over time for this video. I'm getting ahead of myself. Actually, the leather armor boots are catching up. There's some things that these steel toe boots are better at, but we're out of time for this video. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, remember, hit the like button, keep the conversation going in the comments, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. And until next time, hope you have a good day.